Good evening, everybody. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right, I've been getting a lot of emails. People are kind of panicking. They're all in panic, and they have a good reason to panic. Recently, some news has come my way. I was very surprised when I heard the news about this. But anyways, you guys know I got a studio here, and in my studio, in my rack, I've got time-based corrector, and I also use a Genlock sync generator, which is by AJA, okay, which I use to Genlock my time-based frame sync. But I also got behind this panel in three different places. Conversion to SDI, and SDI to the computer, okay, and I use conversion boxes, and I got a big rack in here that they're all screwed into that go into the back of this unit. So these conversion boxes. All right, let's talk about Blackmagic or the Ultra Studio conversion boxes. Here's some in my arsenal, but I'm finding out these things are disappearing. See, this is the problem with electronics. When this stuff starts getting older and companies want to drop it from their product line, you have a hard time finding this stuff. And on top of it, drivers and everything else are going to be a real pain in the ass. But anyways, Blackmagic is dropping things from their product line, and one of the main things they dropped was this Ultra Studio 3G. These things are like God. I don't understand why in the world they would want to get rid of these little recorders. These things are amazing quality. I've got three of these in my rack. I use nothing but these Ultra Studio 3G recorders to do the type of work that I'm doing, and to get uncompressed video and everything else. These things are killer. But I was just informed that Blackmagic dropped it from their product line. So I went online to search for this little recorder. Oh my God, there's like nothing on eBay. I was searching through places and they said they're out of stock or discontinued. So we got a real problem here. I've been recommending these boxes to people, the Ultra Studio 3G recorder. I've been recommending these to a lot of people, and I'm getting a lot of calls because people are not able to find these. They have the regular Ultra Studio recorder, but that's the different type of Thunderbolt plug. This is the one with the updated Thunderbolt plug that plugs into. It's like a USB-C that plugs into the newer computers. So this is the one everybody wants. It's the 3G version, and this one is totally discontinued. Very disappointing. Thank God I've got like 5 of these. But anyways, this is the 3G recorder. This is what I use to get the type of quality of video that I expect. And these recorders are really kick-ass, guys. I mean, they really are. Problem, you can't find them. You can't buy them. They are completely discontinued, and everybody's scoffing them up online. So I don't have an answer for that question. I'm still trying to figure out what to do about that. I've got customers calling me complaining because they really want that setup like I'm using, and they're not able to find these little recorders, and that's getting to be a very big problem. I did see one for sale, and they wanted like $600 for it. Oh, come on. Because they know it's discontinued, and they're virtually scarce as hell to find. So now they're charging a lot of money for one of these little recorders. Ridiculous. But anyways, these Ultra Studio 3G recorders are discontinued, and you can't even find them online. Go on eBay, search for this thing. There's nothing online for these. The regular recorder you can find, but not the 3G ones. They are like completely discontinued. Big problem. Anyways, in my studio, I also use what's called sync generators. Here's one. I actually had 3, and I actually have 2 of these now. This is by AJA. This is a sync generator, so you could Genlock your time-based corrector and your video decks in your system. You gotta have a sync generator to be able to Genlock a professional TBC frame sync, which Genlocks to all your decks, your 1-inch, whatever I have tied into it, which gives you perfect video playback with time-based frame sync, and it basically maintains high quality with very little artifacts. So you want to Genlock your system. Well, this is a a one of these boxes. I have two of these now. One I'm using and one for a backup for Genlock. And these are made by AJA. In case you're looking for one, I know you could still buy these online. They're still sold and available on eBay. All right. Now, you're going to need, if you're doing video decks that do not have SDI out, you'll need what they call analog to SDI, okay? These converters are getting very hard to find, but you can find them on eBay if you search. I have, you know, like I said, I have two extras and I got two in my system. But these converters you can still get analog to SDI. That's for so you can go you know, you can go component in and SDI out, or composite in and SDI out. These converters are getting very, very scarce. I do know that AJA makes the same converter, so you can still find them under their brand. But the Blackmagic analog to SDI, I believe they're discontinuing these also. So these are going to be very, very hard to find. Like I said, guys, nobody ever said getting into video production was going to be easy. We're dealing with technology change. We're going into 2027 soon. So analog is going to be a real dog as far as what I do for a business, capturing to video files. So systems like ours all over the country are going to be fighting for problems concerning capture cards and being able to get this stuff that can handle the old analog equipment for capturing video. We're running into a real problem, guys. Like I said, besides this stuff, which is relatively new school, was all being discontinued, you got the old school stuff as far as video machines, Betacam SPs, and all the broadcast video decks, and really this stuff as well, is all going by the wayside. It's all ending up in recycling centers. So analog is disappearing like a fierce fireball. I mean, this stuff is disappearing like crazy. Analog capturing to computers, the breaker boxes you're going to need for these things, little conversion boxes, these things are getting discontinued like crazy. AJA still has a few things. You could search under there if you're looking for like a Genlock sync generator. Or you can also find these analog to SDI converters by AJ on there. But as far as Blackmagic, they're dumping a lot of their analog conversion stuff, because they're just strictly focusing on the ultra video that's coming out with the 12G stuff and all that. So analog conversion boxes and analog recorders for capturing like the computer systems and things like that, this is getting to be a dog. It's disappearing like crazy. That's why, like I said, guys, you always buy backups, no matter how much they cost. If you got a product that's dire to your business and you know you got to have it, always have backups. Always. And that also applies to the vintage video equipment that I use. I always have backups to the work that I'm doing. I don't want to fall shy of not ever having a format because it's so scarce and you just can't find it. You don't want to be going through that. But right now, when it comes to analog video equipment, big machinery, this stuff is all ending up in recycling centers. Again, it's getting dumped like crazy. All over the country, they're dumping this stuff. It's ending up in recycling centers. I have a buddy of mine in the Phoenix Recycling Center who always calls me and tells me when stuff shows up. And he says some really big mainframe stuff has been coming through there, an awful lot of it. And he keeps watch for me. But he says all this bulky electronics nobody wants to deal with anymore. But with the resurgence of VHS and DVDs, I think that might change a little bit with these video rental stores coming back. VHS is making a comeback with a vengeance. So maybe some of this stuff will turn around or still be kept so people can access it. But if you're capturing to your computer, like with ProRes files and things like that, without these conversion boxes, you're going to have a real problem. As far as alternatives, I don't know of any. I do know AJA carries a few of these products, and you can still find those on eBay. But as far as Blackmagic, this is getting to be a very, very big problem, because Once they dump the conversion boxes, guys, analog capture to a computer is going to be really hard unless there's a company manufacturing an analog capture card that you can purchase. There's not many high-end broadcast conversion box recorders like these that you can buy to do the type of work that I do. So, a little disappointing, but I hope you guys understand when you deal with obsolete technology. Now, this stuff is definitely all going by the wayside, the recycling centers. But now they're taking even the conversion boxes and discontinuing it. So working on computer video recovery is going to be getting harder in the next few years. I could see it coming. Hope you enjoy this video.